There's a whole bunch of fantastic record albums here.
Okay.
From the 70s and 80s. Sean Phillips. Nobody knows who he is.
Right, I don't know who he is, yeah.
But he had 2 albums.
Oh, okay.
And then there's Louis Armstrong, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't he land on the moon? Oh, no, that was Neil Armstrong.
Yeah, that was his brother.
Oh,
his white brother. Eddie Arnold. All right.
Oh,
All
Eddie.
the classics.
Oh, this is a comedy.
Bouquet of Roses.
Okay.
Cattle Call. I Want to Go With You.
Oh.
Yeah. And those aren't even song titles. I'm just...
Wow.
You, buddy.
You could probably take some of those nobody really knows, and you could plagiarize and make your own album.
That's true. I never thought of
You know?
that. Oh, here's a good one.
Oh.
Little Feat. Down on the Farm.
Oh, you know what? They come to Jamaica to Grand Lido once a year, and they bring their own fans, and they take over the whole hotel.
Yeah.
I always call them Stinky Feet. Yeah, let me see. Let me see. One of those guys was my patients.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I don't know which one. They look so young there.
Yeah.
They're all old now. Yeah.
Do you remember their names?
No.
Okay.
But Little Feet, that's it's a cult band. It's like yeah.
They also have 2 albums.
Ah, wow. But some connoisseurs of music, they prefer the needle rather than the CD, because they like some of those little scratches and stuff. You know, it brings out
the same. It's the same with recording in analog, the old style compared to digital. There's so much more like feel to the songs, right? You can actually
character.
Yeah.
Right.
When it's too digitalized, it's too perfect.
Okay, right.
That's like if you have an old record that had a slight warp in it.
Oh,
it
you
would
get a
also sort of
woo,
add that little feel to it too.
Yeah, you get speeding and slowing down. What's that?
Yeah, that's Long John Baldry.
Not even open yet.
Okay.
I believe he lives on, is it Salt Spring or Gabriola?
Okay.
No, but anyway. Here's Barry Manilow.
Oh.
I'm not a fan of the Manilow.
Yeah.
But I'll take it anyway.
Yeah.
There he is there. Oh, look at
wow, you get an extra
nice
page there. Okay.
Yeah.
Billy Joel.
Billy Joel. I went to his concert when he looked like that, you know.
Yeah.
Really?
Now he kind of looks like a...
He's one of my least favorite artists of all time.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's an arrogant...
Yeah, he is, yeah.
Very arrogant.
I saw he did a concert in Russia, and the cameramen were zooming in on the crowd because they weren't moving. They were just sitting there watching. And he got all pissed off in the middle of a song and stopped and started, the cameras should be up here, I'm the show, and doing all this sort of stuff. Right on, it was live TV. I was like, okay.
Okay.
But they were just curious because they didn't know they could tap their feet. Or,
right, they were being very Russian.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh God, man.
John, have you seen that YouTube video that I've never...
But yeah, I was telling you about how my brother had a very extensive collection of records, including a lot of Beatles records. And he had the very rare, they called it the Butcher album.
Okay.
And it was yesterday and today was the album cover. And they had the Beatles dressed up in white, like butcher schmucks, and they had a bunch of like meat but baby dolls. They had all these baby dolls, and some of them had their heads off, and they called it the Butcher album.
Oh.
But it was banned because of
the baby dolls.
Baby dolls. Yeah. So what they did was they had printed a lot because the Beatles they expected to sell a lot of albums. So what they did was they did a cover over top.
Oh, you can peel back the old.
Yeah. But he had one before they did the peel, before he had to peel it off. So he actually has one of the very rare ones.
Wow.
Well, there's a good one, Paul Simon.
Oh, Paul Simon, okay. All right.
Roseanne Cash.
I kind of wish like this
is
was still the way people listen.
Yeah. Did you know this is Johnny Cash and June Carter's daughter?
Oh, I didn't know that.
And they always said that if June Carter had married Hank Snow instead of Johnny Cash, there would be 6 inches of snow in June.
Ah,
so
6 inches only. Oh, okay.
Well, I didn't want didn't want to exaggerate too much.
Right.
And then there's Cheech and Chong.
What? Wow.
Hey, we look like we could hang out.
Look at that. I'm going to take a picture of that there. Wow. Yeah, you guys could hang out.
Yeah, we could hang out. Tommy Chong lives in Qualicum now.
Okay.
Yeah. He's a friend of mine on Facebook, but
Oh, okay.
I'd sent him some messages. He never replies.
Oh, okay.
Who's your Facebook friend?
Chilliwack.
We bought it.
Wow.
I met
We're just waiting for
Henderson. What's his first name? John Henderson.
Okay, look
Main
at that from
guitar
Van.
player, singer.
Wow.
I played in front of him because I entered a singing contest, and he was one of the judges.
Okay.
And so we got to play a couple of songs for him and the other judges, and it was quite interesting because I said to them, I have a band, I can bring my whole band and we can play, you know, some of my original songs
Right.
with the band. And so they said, yeah, sure, why not? So it was pretty cool to, you know, 10 feet away, there he is sitting there, and he's, you know, doing one of these, and
Right,
his
he's
knees
good.
going, and
Right.
and that's what I did to all his songs for all those years.
So did he compliment you?
He did, yeah, he liked my songs.
Oh, look at this mushroom.
Yeah, Mushroom Studios, that's from Vancouver.
Wow. And why did they pick the name Chilliwack?
I think it was just because they were
From Chilliwack, BC?
From there, yeah.
Oh,
At least
cool.
one of them
It's
was,
actually
yeah.
a cool band name, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chilliwack.
Yeah.
And they did the Mushroom Records, which Hart sued Mushroom Records with their magazine album because they put the album out without their permission. They didn't feel like they had finished it completely, and so Hart basically was the end of Mushroom Records because they sued him and won.
Oh.
And which was sort of too bad, but they were bought out by another company and kept recording. But so many bands have recorded in Vancouver. Aerosmith was always there. Heart, of course. A whole bunch of big bands recorded there.
Hey, who's this?
That is America.
Okay.
From what did you say, 1976?
1976, right?
Yeah. Their most famous song, Horse with No Name. It was
Okay.
a big, huge chart topper, but they had a whole bunch of other great songs.
Did they ever name the horse?
Nope.
After?
They set it free in the desert. Let it run free as far as the lyrics go.
And they were just kind of they just rose to stardom, and then they cashed out.
They did. They made sold a whole shitload of albums, made a whole bunch of money, and said, "That's it, we're done." Bought an island together in the Bahamas, and they all moved there and lived happily ever after.
Really?
Yeah.
Are they still talking to each other? Because a lot of times the.
Yeah, the one's on one end of the island.
All right. Okay.
It's a big island.
Wow, that's it.
That's an oldie. When they called themselves Daryl Hall and John Oates,
Yeah, right.
not Hall and Oates.
Yeah.
Hall and Oates, yeah.
I had
So-
oats this morning.
Did you?
Ooh, I better not say that too.
Cold
I was
oats.
standing in the hall eating my oats.
Wow, Steely Dan. Do you have any Steely Dan stories?
Not really, no. I was
You never met him?
Never was a big fan of Steely Dan. I mean, he's pretty good, but it's just one of those things. Reeling in the Years is a good tune.
Reeling in the Years, yeah.
Yeah, that was a good song. Ricky, Don't Lose That Number. That was a pretty good one.
What about Open It Up? Is there a
Sure.
picture? Oh, sticky.
Together.
Oh, wow. He looks serious.
Mm-hmm.
Which is Steely Dan?
I think it's him here.
You sure it's not the one in the back there?
yeah, he's the real talent.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, interesting.
Who's this?
Corey Hart, great Canadian. Well, he was pretty good, I guess.
Was he?
Great was a little stretching it a bit.
Yeah.
He was smart though. He produced his first 3 albums all at the same time, and he had a very specific marketing plan. He was going to release the first album, give it a certain amount of time, and then before it started tailed off, his second album came
So
out.
he just built on the hype.
So he built on the hype and had a great career. He sort of retired, and then just in the last couple of years, he's doing a big comeback and getting a great response. And I probably like him more now than I did back then, because back then he was just sort of bubblegum. Yeah,
He looks gay.
bubblegum pop.
Probably
Yeah,
is.
Yeah.
Probably don't know much about them.
101 Strings.
Your girlfriend? Done an album?
Olivia Newton-John. Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
We all had a crush on her back in
Yeah.
the
Back in the
70s.
Grease days. Oh look,
Folder.
Oh, yeah. She even looks like herself there.
sexy.
Yeah.
Doesn't open up. There's no
Nothing
poster in the
no
middle.
poster.
Nice.
Oh, what's this?
Seals and Croft. Gino Vanelli. Wow.
Now here's an interesting one, Linda Ronstadt. Now she was a fantastic singer, but she's retired because she had nodes.
Oh, on her vocal cords.
Yeah, on her vocal cords. But she, when she first came out, she was like the person everybody wanted to play with or be known to have played with or whatever. And Tom Petty's band were her backup band. So Tom Petty was just her rhythm guitar player for a number of years. And she basically said, you know, look, you guys should go do your own thing. Because she knew they were writing songs and doing that. And she sort of encouraged them to go do their own thing. And of course, Tom Petty had great success as well. But she had a lot of very famous people sort of play in her band that became famous afterward. And
I mean,
She had the
Tom Petty
Midas
and
touch.
Did she ever have a heartache?
nothing but a heartache,
Right?
actually.
Isn't that, well, that was her song, right? It's a heartache.
No, that's
Nothing-
Bonnie
Yeah, that's-
something.
Oh, shit.
Some other Bonnie something or other.
Bonnie.
She is a great singer.
My Bonnie lies over the ocean.
Something like
It's a
that.
real shame that her vocals went because she was
Oh.
Nat
fantastic.
King Cole was a merry old soul.
He had an interesting life too. He died fairly young of cancer.
What kind of cancer?
I'm not sure.
Sandy Nelson.
Now there's a cool album.
Oh,
Look at
that's
that.
The Go-Go Dancer.
okay.
The beat goes
Nothing on the
on.
back.
Were you a fan of her when she was
Had no
dancing like
idea-
that?
No, had no idea who she was.
Look at that, the young Paul Simon. Yeah, he had diamonds on the soles of his shoes, didn't he?
Yeah, he's a short little guy.
Sulo.
Oh,
Somebody carved Sulo in here.
Napoleon syndrome.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. But yeah, I think you're right. He probably did have Napoleon.
Started on the back here.
Now there's a nice guitar. Look at that Gibson.
Oh,
12 string.
looks like Jesus.
Yeah. That's that Sean Phillips guy again.
Really? Okay.
Maybe I have to Google him later and see, or just listen to it.
Is that his hair?
Yep.
Awesome. Beautiful.
Nice little car too.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's right.
That's what the youth of today is missing out on, all the fantastic artwork and things of the record album.
Yeah,
There's Chet Atkins,
They still do artwork.
one of the
and
best
stuff,
guitar
but
players
most
in
people don't even
history.
look at
Really?
it.
Oh yeah, he was fantastic. Amazing guitar player.
Okay then.
3 acres.
Oh, the Burrito
Should have brought my
Brothers.
guitar out.
Really? Is that
For his,
Look at all the mice have been eating it, eh?
Flying Burrito Bros.
So-
the old dog tag.
wow? He looks like native or something. Like what?
He was like Hawaiian, yeah.
Hawaiian.
Yeah.
But what? Like that name there?
Mm-hmm. It's not his
Humperdinck.
real name.
Oh, is it?
No, it was a name he came up with for his stage name. But
We'll pass it to the
you notice the family resemblance?
Yeah,
Engelbert Humperdinck.
but that's
Famous Humperdinck. clown.
didn't he suffer a lot for that last name?
Yes, he
Humperdinck? Yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't his real name. I can't remember what his real name
Wow.
was. offhand, but it was a name he came up with for the stage, which is odd. Oh, Van Morrison.
Yeah, it was a notebook that is now corporate.
Ricky Jones.
Oh, yeah.
What's her famous song? Ricky Lee Jones.
Jeez, yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
question.
there's Ricky Lee Jones. I remember.
Chucky's in Love. That's
Chucky's
the one.
in Love. Yeah. All right.
Nice.
Chucky's in Love.
Looks like she was a partier back then. The Headpins was a little side project for Brian Too Loud McLeod. He was
Crying too loud.
he was an awesome guitar player, drummer, bass player, you name it, he could do it. He was Canada's Van Halen. He was a crazy good guitar player. But he played with Chilliwack, and they were a little bit mellow for him. And a lot of the Chilliwack songs, he added that harder edge with some of them. But so he did this side project, Headpins. He played all the drums, the guitars, the bass, the keyboards, everything on it.
One man show.
And but he had heard Darby Mills playing, so he asked her to sing his songs. And he thought it would be just a little, spend a couple of months here, put an album out, and then back on the road with Chilliwack. But this album took off so well that he packed it in with Chilliwack and went off and did the Headpins. They released 2 albums, and then at the age of 35 he died of cancer.
Really? What kind of cancer?
I think it was the pancreatic.
Oh, bad.
Yeah.
Death sentence.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
But it was really a real sad loss for Canadian musicians.
Right.
Yeah, Jeopardy host.
Anyway,
Wow.
it was one of my favorite albums when I was a
78.
teeny bopper.
Wow.
Darby Mills still plays as well. She's got the Darby Mills project.
Okay.
So she's still out there.
What was this?
This was the very first album I ever bought.
How old were you?
I was about 12.
Wow.
And we
City
had...
to City.
Yeah,
Jerry Rafferty.
Jerry Rafter. We had no, there's no record store in Parksville at the time, but there was a little convenience type store, and they always had, 20 or 30 albums in there for sale. And my brother had bought a Sears, mail order stereo system.
Wow.
And so I went and I had to buy an album so I could have my own album to play. So this was the one I picked, and it was quite a good album.
We gotta pick. We gotta play that tonight.
Yeah.
Keep that on the top there.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Awesome.
Wow, Blondie.
Blondie, yes.
Ah, yeah.
Deborah Harry.
The tide is blah blah blah
Yeah,
blah
and Barter
blah.
Glass.
You're gonna be my number 3.
Deborah Harry worked as a hostess in the Playboy Club in Los Angeles.
Wow.
And she met a record producer and gave him some music that she did. And
I thought you were gonna say gave her some gonorrhea or something.
the rest was history.
Okay.
Probably that.
But when I worked on the ship, she sat in my section when I was a bar waiter, and for most of the trip. So I had quite a lot of conversations with her, and she was very pleasant and friendly. She didn't want anybody to really know who she was on board, so we
Right.
just sort of discreetly talked about stuff. But she was really nice. Gave me a good tip, and
Wow.
yeah.
You didn't give her a tip?
What stays on the ship, all
Perhaps
that
that's it
stuff.
stays on the ship.
Just the tip.
Just
Okay.
the tip.
Just money.
You can.
Chris Rea, that's not a bad one. His probably most famous song was called Road to Hell. Electric Light.
Oh, Electric Light Orchestra. That was a little bit. Yeah.
That'd be a bit old one.
Yeah. Orchestra.
They just played Vancouver, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, did they?
They're still together?
Yeah, well, they're did some sort of comeback tour.